Dissertations, Introduction, Biographies, Travel, and Works. Having reached the end of my master's degree, I will be presenting my dissertation on specialized translation, specifically literary translation. I will deal with the translation of two excerpts from travelogues and the related commentary and analysis of the translation I carried out. The purpose of the commentary is to justify the linguistic and stylistic choices. I will therefore try not to dwell on the type of translation techniques used, but to explain the difficulties I encountered in translating. Given the diversity between the language of the original text, German, the language of the authors, and the target language, Italian, my mother tongue, and the language in which the entire dissertation will be written. Below is a brief introduction to translation techniques. Literal translation, word-for-word translation, resulting in a text that is in any case grammatically and idiomatically correct. Borrowing, the same word as the original text, borrowed in the target language, usually written in italics. Calque, this type of technique creates a neologism in the target language, adopting the structure of the source language. Transposition introduces a change in grammatical structure while keeping the meaning unchanged. Equivalence, often used to translate idioms, it uses a completely different expression to express the same reality, or one that is closer and more understandable to the culture of the target language. Modulation, type of translation that introduces a change of perspective. Adaptation, the type of translation that replaces a cultural element of the source language with one of the target language. Biographies and explanations of the journeys taken by the two chosen authors and travelers will of course be included. They are Ida Laura Pfeiffer and Ida von Hahn, two women known to have made very long journeys around the world in the 19th century, and whose works have come down to us in German, never translated into Italian. Some works have been translated into English and French. Specifically, the works from which I have translated the parts, 15 pages each, are Reise einer Wienerin in das Heilige Land by the first author and Orientalische Briefe by the second. I choose to translate the titles with Viaggio di una viennese in Terra Santa and Lettere dall'Oriente. Biography of Ida Laura Pfeiffer. Ida Laura Pfeiffer, née Reyer, was an Austrian traveler, author, and ethnographer. She was born on October 14, 1797, and died on October 27, 1958, in the same city. She is known for her numerous travels and travel diaries, which were considered bestsellers in her time. She traveled all around the world, including Southeast Asia, America, the Middle East, and Africa. She is famous for making several journeys in Palestine and Egypt, the one from which I took the translation, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden, then the first voyage around the world, then the second voyage around the world, and Mauritius and Madagascar. Ida Laura Pfeiffer died to malaria contracted in Sumatra the previous year. Biography of Ida von Hahn. Ida von Hahn was born in Tressow, Mecklenburg-Schwerin, Germany in 1805, the daughter of a Count Karl Friedrich von Hahn. In 1827, Ida married her wealthy cousin, Count Adolf von Hahn, hence the double surname Hahn. Unfortunately, it was an extremely unhappy marriage that ended in divorce 3 years later, in 1829. From 1852, the Countess retired to a convent in Angers, but soon left it, taking up residence in Mainz, where she founded a nunnery. She lived there without entering the order and continued to write. Her short stories were for many years the most popular works of fiction among the aristocracy, although many of her later publications went unnoticed. Sigismund Forster, Cecil, Sibylle, and Maria Regina enjoyed considerable popularity. Ida von Hahn died in Mainz on January 12, 1880.